you might have mentored many people who had got jobs, right? Who had given job interviews and all those things. So do you feel like there is some skill gaps or there is some skill required that is must for data scientists and machine learning, and which most other people don't have? So what I feel is that like there are three parts. One is programming, other is math and statics, and the third is business skills. Like you should be having a business skill to explain the concept to stakeholders in their language, which they can understand. So in this these three things, how one should like cover their particular thing, or what approach one should follow, if you have any suggestion on that.
Right, definitely. So you have bifurcated it in a proper fashion. Definitely, I would say there is a skill gap. First thing is like academies are churning out students like crazy. At the same time, the startups or the companies, I participate on interview boards of a few startups. So I really find a challenge to get a very good talent who is properly groomed. This is a field which is not evolved. So startups want everything. Startups or mid-level companies, they want everything ready student.
Exactly.
And the students are like they're like 0 experience and 1 year experience, and so that gap needs to be bridged. I don't know how, but someday that gap, people Kaggle like competitions should bridge something. And second thing, preparation wise, skill wise, I mean, to specify where the gap is exactly is like, see, everyone knows what is a random forest, what is a decision tree. They can tell what is information gate, content, whatever. But what the problem is today is the client doesn't understand that, or the business doesn't understand that. So you have to sit. You should not blurt out all those technical words, and you should be able to, okay, this is the target label, this is this, I'll use this. So that kind of creativity or imagination to be able to understand the problem statement is really important.
Data visualization is a...
Yes, data visualization, problem understand. I'll tell you, my first data scientist interview, 2016, it was in a very good restaurant, very posh restaurant. I ordered pasta, my favorite. It was served on the plate. Then the question came, how many autos are there in Bangalore? How many autos are there in Bangalore? This is the question in an interview.
Okay.
So this kind of, and you cannot say, I think 4 lakhs. Then eat the pasta and go, I'll pay that. So these kind of questions are called guess estimate question. So analytical thinking. Data science is not about just machine learning. You have to be a guy. So you have to calculate really fast. What is 15 times 20 or 15% in 18? Tell. So you have to be the numbers crunching guy so that you make sense for the business. So that's called even analytics with Kunal tries to put it through strategic thinking. There are 2 or 3 competitions already done. So the strategic thinking, analytical thinking, business acumen, ability to solve the problems, these are like very, very important. So if at all I have to hire for a position, I'll first see these things: perseverance, patience. I mean, I really don't mind to, even if they don't know machine learning, I teach them.
We can experiment, right? If one is willing, he can do, I guess.
He can do it. So this is where the skill, I mean, this type of thought process, the skill set is required. And coming back to the traditional, especially when we cannot say, no, Python is not important. Python is still important. It's still important. And with regards to coding also, I will always tell people to be really good with syntax. So not rely on Google. I know Google will give you the search results, but you have to come to the point wherein you can write the codes of at least 100 to 200 functions without referring to documentation. It saves a lot of time, first of all.
Exactly. So I'll just add one point here. Sorry to interrupt.
No
like many chess grandmaster, I read some book or some article somewhere, I don't remember, but what I had heard, like what I read is that many chess grandmaster remember the games, so they'll bring their opponent to that particular game structure, and then they'll rule the game. So,
So, and even SRK, we all know, right? SRK was telling in one interview that he uses modular codes, because if you see any casual competitions, the moment the competition comes, within 2 days his kernel will come. We feel like he sat entire day on the kernel. But he was revealing a secret in interview with Kunal again. He was telling, I use modular codes. So he had modular codes pre-built in his library always. So he'll just use encode bar chart.
He's currently working with H2O.ai.
H2O.ai. Yes. And I, of course, he is building AutoML basically with that modular. So okay, regarding coding is that, and concepts you have to be crystal clear. I mean, what is categorical, what is numerical? You cannot afford to make mistakes there. Basically.
Exactly.
And people ignore stats a lot. Don't forget, machine learning was built on stats, and there is a Bayesian machine learning or Bayesian learning, which is completely evolves from a statistics perspective.
Exactly.
So there's no going around statistics.
So if someone asks me like what a data scientist basically is, like what he basically do, so like I also read this line also somewhere, I don't remember. So what I used to tell them is that a data scientist is someone who will do more coding than a stats guy and less than a software engineer, but he will know more stats than a software engineer and will less than the stats guy. So you should be like in the middle, like you should be knowing coding as well and also stats better than the software engineer.
Yes. So a data scientist is a better statistician than all software engineers, and he's a better software expert than all statisticians.
Exactly. That's the line.
So that's very true. So this should help for the preparation.
Okay, so also Prithvi, like currently there are too many resources available online. Okay, like there are many paid, there are many free, there are many sites who are hosting like they are best in their field or something like that. So it's lots of options, or I should say distraction also in some terms, in some ways. So how, like is there something would you like to advise to our audience that this step they should follow to choose their proper path? Just to add one point, like how I do, and then you can continue after that. How I do for selecting a course is that at least one should be knowing that what they want to learn. It's not like they are just going there blindly. Okay, so like if I'll be preparing for some job interviews, I'll go and see the job description. Okay, this is the job skills required, and if I'll be lagging at some point, I'll search the best course of that, see the reviews, and then go register for it.
Right. I think that's very good way. Okay. To add to the points, first of all, information overload is a problem in real. First of all. So second thing, to wade through it, I would suggest my students, first of all, especially if you are like zero, don't pay at the first step. I ask them to take up 2 or 3 free courses from elsewhere, get the flavor of the subject, then realize, okay, this is where I want to put money. Then go for it. So just don't put money on the first day. That's so that is one sort of. And after you feel realized, and definitely people argue, free is free, paid is paid. Yes, we all know it. So pay when you decide that this is serious path. So even someone, even someone asked me, Prithvi, I want to become a data scientist. Then I ask them to go read Freakonomics book. Freakonomics book. You like the thought process, then pay me. I will be more happy. Because I don't want my success rate to come down. I'm very obsessed with my success rate. So and next thing is, then go and take descriptive stats and inferential stats course. Dude, this is the real thing you want. You are gonna do it, because I make them frustrated and real. So that's one. Second thing, when you come to the paid segment, again, there are several ways. First is online or offline. So you are a person who needs compulsion. I mean, there are people who prefers to learn from live classroom teaching. So that's where you can bifurcate online or offline. And then if you are taking for online courses, then how price ranges also.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
I these days I wouldn't suggest to go for lakhs of rupees thing.
Yeah.
Anything with 30K, 50K, 70K should be good enough if you are getting 6 months of training, and it's from good mentors. And I would also suggest don't fall for this placement guarantees, because no one can guarantee placement.
Yeah, no
Or
one.
even assistance for that matter, because these people play around the words very carefully. So placement assistance also, you in the days of LinkedIn, Naukri or Monster, you really don't need any assistance. And
Yeah,
if you are the
exactly.
right guy, if you are right guy, company will find you. That's it.
Yeah.
So,
There's always that star mentioned in their course guideline for the placement thing. So they should
yes.
like see that star mentioned there. They should not just go
Yeah.
blindly with that placement.
Right.
Okay,
And
so
one more thing, self-paced and recorded or live classes, I would suggest go for live classes, because the engagement is high there rather than self-paced. And self-paced always they scratch on the top. It's really difficult to. I'll tell you as a content developer, if you want me to do 100 hours NLP as self-paced, no, I will not do it, because to do a depth topic as a self-paced is really challenging, and no one does it actually. So self-paced is not for depth basically. And when you have reached the paid level, don't go for self. And also there are other factors like you are traveling, or your weekends are not free, your weekdays are free, timings, and then again you can complement it with textbooks as well. There are people I know who studied textbooks and become data scientists.
that is there.
That is, and if you're not a text guy, don't go for it. If you're a videos guy, go. Likewise, so you can put a filters like on Flipkart. You browse mobile, you put your own filters, then the process becomes easier to sell.
Yeah, you should not just go blindly put your money somewhere, because it has some worth. So just evaluate first. And at like the best thing that you said in this is that you should at least know, right, that you are interested in this field. You should just not be coming just for the sake, because people are talking about it on LinkedIn and Twitter. So you just want to get into that field. You should be really interested for that.
Right.
That's a very good point to mention.
Yes.
Okay.
And I would suggest these guys, anyone, Freakonomics is a book. There is 1 and 2. I don't remember the author name. It's very popular. It gives you a data scientist perspective of thought, basically. Read at least 1 chapter or 2 chapters. They have taken case studies and they have tried to explain, how the thought process goes. Like, for example, how is crime rate varying across different states in US, and how crime rate is proportional to divorce rate or something like that.
Okay, this will like build their thinking skills in the like a data scientist. Okay,
right.
Understood.
If you are liking the thought process, you can become a data scientist.
Thought process, exactly.
As simple.
Okay.